Yo, what is up? It's that time, it's that moment. It's Righteous with another video. All right, so I've been thinking maybe I should come up with some kind of recap videos or something that you guys would like, connecting everything all into one to my channel. So I've been thinking, why don't I just start a new segment? So I'm gonna try to hit you guys at least once a week. If I can't, it'll be in 2 weeks. And then I could have some kind of pattern going on with my channel. But if you don't know me, my name is Raf. I go by Rex Righteous. Subscribe if you haven't. I usually cover boxing, and I usually try to cover anything that's related to sports and entertainment. So if you like what you see, subscribe, comment, share. You already know. Uh, my first subject is going to be about Charleston White. Now, you guys let me know if you like Charleston White. I'm not really a big fan of Charleston White. I never really liked too much of what he had to say. I know that he's a troll for sure, and I know that he is very smart, but I don't know which is the real Charleston White and which is the fake one. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's very confusing, especially with the fact that he's an older man. I wouldn't say he's that much older than me, but I'm pretty sure he's climbing. I don't know what, maybe 50 years old. I don't know. So he should be up there in that range, and I'm not anywhere close to that. So, I can't always agree with that, man. But when you start talking about New York rappers, now you got my attention. You know what I'm saying? My favorite rappers are all from New York. I don't have too many West Coast rappers on my top 5 or top 10 list. Um, I don't think it'll ever happen. I think Kendrick is one of the people that's on my top 20 or top 30. I don't have too many West Coast rappers or down south rappers on my list. I used to not like Lil Wayne, but now I do. I respect what he can do. Um, Not too many South rappers are my favorites, but I do like their songs. So don't get it twisted. I do like their songs. But let's get into what Charleston White had to say.
See, I done 50 Cent, the Statue of Liberty, nigga, the Harlem New York. We didn't do the half for starters. Fuck they mamas. Fuck Biggie Small Mama. Fuck DMX, nigga. Fuck Big Pun. We don't nigga fuck Jay-Z. Give a fuck about none of you New York ass nigga. My nigga, y'all can suck my dick. Fuck LL Cool J. Nigga, fuck Fat Joe. Fuck Mike Tyson. Don't give a fuck about New York.
Yeah, so it looked like he was in a rant, in the middle of a rant. I'm sorry. And it looks like he just went crazy on New York rappers. I know that there is like a trend like this, when it comes to Southern rappers that they just can't stand that New York rappers have always gotten the major shine. You know what I'm saying? But most hip hop fans know that New York started hip hop. You know what I'm saying? They started the whole trend of hip hop music being on TV and becoming a part of our pop culture. So, in my opinion, there's always been some kind of slight shade on, you know, hip hop coming from New York and those guys getting all the shine and all the attention and whatnot. Um, are there rappers from the South or anywhere else in the world that can rap? Of course. Are they better than some of the New York rappers? Of course. But guys like Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, they hold the throne. He mentioned Fat Joe. Fat Joe's in the comments. He says, "Yo, okay." I don't know where we put Fat Joe at, but he still earned his spot. You know what I'm saying? He fought for his, and he's not some guy that we could just, you know, be like, "Oh, he's nobody." I don't think that. I don't know who he wants to compare these rappers to. You know what I'm saying? You know, put some names out there so we could at least compare and start to understand where you're coming from. But you're just gonna say F this guy, F that guy. We have a lot of goats in our city. In New York City is what I mean to say. I'm not there anymore, but when it comes to that world of hip hop and music, I'm definitely gonna ride out with New York. That's all day, every day. So um yeah, he's got to make some sense, and he just sounds like he's going crazy there. And we need more. We need more from what you mean by that. How are you trying to say what you're trying to say? Because these guys are all platinum style rappers that you're calling out, and they've proven already what they had to prove. You know, so I don't get it. You know, are you just trying to go viral? Most likely he is. Anyway, next topic. Okay, so next topic is gonna be about Neon. So I don't know if you guys know the streamer. His name is Neon. He's usually affiliated with these guys like Kai Cenat and Aiden Ross and all these other streamers that you guys may know. They're from either Stake or Kick or, you know, all these streaming websites that have to do with gaming and entertaining folks for multiple amounts of hours. You know what I'm saying? But I did not know that Neon was a racist. Like, is he trolling? Possibly, he could be. But when I hear him talk, it's like, wow, like this man really, really has like a true hate. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I wanted to just bring the attention to my channel to anybody that is subscribed to me that might have not seen this video. So there's a video trending out there. Um, if you already watch a lot of these guys, you might know. But if you don't know, this guy named Just Hilarious exposes Neon for being racist. This is what the tag is, or the title is, for a video that was out on Instagram, and I found it pretty interesting. I want to know what you guys think. Hold on. Let me get it all ready for you. Okay, here we go.
And bitch, stupid whore, dumbass black monkey tree, suck my dick, bitch. The only fun people that lost their lives on 9/11, dead ass, you dumb black. I don't know what motherfuckers think this is, bro, but this is not Section 8, bro. This is not Section 8. This is not the hood. I'm not trying to be weird, but this is not that, bro. This is not a place where motherfuckers who usually sleep next to cockroaches can sleep in a nice house in the hills, bro.
Like,
what's your least favorite race?
I don't have a least favorite race.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I don't have.
What's your worst experience with a race? For me, I have a really bad story, but
What's your story?
some black guy tased my dad and robbed him of $50,000.
Is that a real story?
I swear to God. And then another black,
like in what?
I don't mean to be
situation?
racist. And another black guy, my dad fired her, or it was a girl. He fired her because she's, they're fucking lazy and just stupid.
Wow.
So basically, what happened was she came late for work. He fired her, and then she came with her boyfriend and robbed the entire place. His cell phone store. I swear to God.
So you're just like you just make assumptions as
yeah, and then like every time my mom sees a black guy, she locks the door.
Okay.
I know Steve agrees with me on that one. No, you don't love them.
No, he loves them.
Oh, okay. What's your type? You like black girls?
No. Well, no. I don't mean like no. It's not my type. It's not my type. No.
You know what's crazy? Same, bro. You're literally me. I fucking hate them, bro.
No. I don't hate them.
Black girls are fucking hideous. And when I saw Ruby Rose, bro, that changed my perspective on life. I swear to God, no troll.
Like, say, yes, you. Hold me. I'm talking about fucking Black Rock. Like, what are you saying, bro? On my mother's life, I'm not even letting you pay to fuck me, you ugly bitch. The fuck?
Shit, bro. Fuck you, Kai. Fuck me, I don't go outside, bitch. The fuck?
All right, so you got to hear what the man had to say, and apparently he's not even that much like of a man because he's still young, you know what I mean? So he's only like 19 or 20 years old, so I don't take all of this very seriously, and I don't think it's funny. I think that a lot of these guys are just trying to, get some clout. You feel me? They're just trying to get some attention going. I heard that the guy from Fresh from Fit, I'm not gonna say his name, but I heard that he's also racist too. I've been watching some of the videos that they have been posting, and it's just sad. You know what I'm saying? It's sad that people have to go that route. I have no issues with any race. Um, I'm Hispanic. I don't care. I don't care about what people do. I'm an American citizen. I'm all about the people, man. I'm all about the people. And at the end of the day, I just feel like you need to be fair when you're doing things like, um, you know, talking to kids, speaking to people that are younger than yourself, and you want to come off as educated. That's not a form of education right there. That just shows like that you're low, that it shows that you have no self-esteem. It shows like that you hate yourself, because he's not exactly white. And it doesn't matter if you're white, black, or whatever. It's just that there is no superior race. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to stop with that. And I think that that is very messed up, and a messed up way of thinking. I really don't agree with it, and I feel like he needs to apologize. He has apologized on the Breakfast Club, but I don't know if he's ever gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? I think his fan base allows him to get away with things, and he's also interviewing people, so there's distractions and whatnot just popping up, and we just continue to allow people to just keep doing what they're doing and then just act like nothing happened. But I'm glad his videos are resurfacing, and I'm glad people are seeing him for who he is, whether he was trying to get clout or whether he really believes what he believes. um it's just not good. It's not good for any of his younger viewers, and I think it's very disrespectful, highly disrespectful. And whether all these things happen to him or not, he shouldn't be singling out one race. And I'm going to end it at that. So our next topic is going to be an interesting one. So the NFL will be banning the use of smelling salts. They've been using stuff like that for years. Let's see. Let's pull up the article. Let's see what they have to say. And here we go. The NFL is banning the use of smelling salts during games, saying the product aren't proven to be safe and also could mask signs of concussions. According to a memo the league sent to the teams on Tuesday, the ban comes as a result of FDA warnings that were issued in 2024. Okay, so I wanted to see what you guys thought about this. I think this is very interesting. I also feel like this is a change in a better direction for the NFL. Slowly, it seems like they are trying to, show that they care about their players and whatnot. There's a lot of conspiracies going on with the NFL, and it seems like they're always trying to make it as close to reality as possible. And this is a small win for the players, I think, in my opinion. There's a huge conspiracy on the internet, because I don't even watch NFL like that. I try to keep in tune with it as much as I can, but I don't have that much interest in it. But a lot of people think that there's a script going on with the NFL, that there's like some WWE outcomes happening with the NFL. And this is one of those things where people are going to gravitate towards, well, why didn't you do this before, or why is this happening now, or things like that. And I feel like it could be swept under the rug later as a win. You know what I'm saying? Because just recently we just had a boxer pass away. He's only 28 years old, and it was right after a fight. So there's no way to say that it was just natural. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just passed away naturally. He died because of the fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with the NFL. We've seen this with the WWE. Guys getting concussions, complaining about their back, their neck, their whatever, and later on they pass away in the middle of the night, or you know, in the morning or whatever. So we need more awareness like this. I wanted to know what you guys think. This is going to be a short segment, but at the end of the day, I do think it's a win for the NFL and their players. What do you guys think? All right, my people. So we have another segment here for you guys. WWE and ESPN has merged a $1.6 billion deal to stream WWE major events starting in 2026. Now, I wanted to ask you guys because the thing is, I don't really watch wrestling like I used to, and I do want to cover it. Don't get me wrong, I do want to cover it, and I try to cover it as much as I can. But I can't keep in touch with all this stuff that's going on with the WWE all the time. It's constant, and it's just it's a lot going on, and I feel like the segments and the way that they have their shows set up, I can't watch it all the time. But I feel for people that are going to be like left out of this group that will be able to pay for pay-per-views every month. So saying here that the Wall Street has reported that a 5-year agreement is worth 1.6 billion. The shows will be hosted by ESPN, new streaming service set to launch on August 21, and the cost will be $29 per month. So it seems like the WWE just keep jacking up the price, and people are saying that they didn't profit too much from their latest change. Yeah, what do you guys think about this? Because, you know, $29 a month is pretty high. The ESPN app is pretty good, I will say. It's pretty good, and you can depend on it. Usually has less lag than Netflix, in my opinion. So that's what WWE is leaving right now. They're leaving Netflix to join ESPN. I think it's pretty smart in my opinion, but the price is like up there, you know. I think I used to pay $5 to watch boxing every month. So let's see what else this article is putting out. It's just a lot, you know. I don't want to say too much on here, but let's see what it's covering. It says while the pay-per-view events will be streaming on ESPN, WWE's flagship program Monday Night Raw will remain on Netflix. Ah, that's a good one. After inking a contract with the platform, Netflix began hosting WWE Raw in January of this year after signing a 10-year, $5 billion exclusive rights deal. While Raw stays on Netflix and pay-per-view events stream on ESPN, SmackDown will remain on Peacock and the USA Network. WWE has gotten more popular in recent years with soaring viewership across platforms according to Fox News data. Viewership for Raw was up 4%. SmackDown saw a 10% spike, and NXT went up 28% of last summer. Okay, as of last summer, I'm sorry. The WWE deal follows ESPN acquisition of the NFL Network and the NFL Red Zone, in which the NFL will gain 10% equity stake in the network. How does that look to you guys? What do you guys think? I feel like they are just going more global. You know what I'm saying? They're just going even more global. The whole Netflix and ESPN is a very strong move. They have a really good backbone now. Um, they're leaving their competitors in the wind, is what I think. If you compare AEW and some of these other platforms that are, you know, on the internet, they're using apps. They're using subscription and membership kind of deals and stuff like that. With the WWE, they're just trying to package everything and just make it all for one. So I guess if you get the NFL, you also get WWE, and they're trying to merge worlds. They've been trying to merge with UFC as well, and boxing a little bit here and there. So I think it's a good look. I just don't like the price. You know, what's $30 a month for a whole year? Let's check it out real quick. 30 times 12 is $360. So that's like cable kind of prices right there. I don't know if I like that. I'm not, that's not appealing to me. I have other ways of watching the WWE. I watch highlights. I think they should be on YouTube. I feel like SmackDown or some lower tier show should be on YouTube. Like the whole show should be on YouTube. They have NXT. They have TNA now. I don't know what they're gonna do with TNA. I think that they've been actually having shows for TNA recently, but at the end of the day, and also there was a TNA wrestler that popped up at WrestleMania, which was interesting. But again, $360 a year, and then we're not including taxes. I don't know. I don't know. You let me know what you guys think. I'm not, like I said, I don't watch WWE that much anymore, but I am interested and I would like to watch it again. It's just, sheesh, it's up there. But anyway, let's move on to the next segment. So the WNBA is thinking of banning the audience from the stadium while games are happening for demeaning acts. So I don't know if you've heard of this. This stuff is pretty groundbreaking and a little shallow, a little dark. There's some dark humor going on with these fans, and I don't know. I wanted to know what you guys think about this subject. I don't know if you guys have heard. I'm just catching wind on this because there's been so many other things going on. I try not to talk too much about politics, but obviously we also have that going on. And that's very distracting as well. But the WNBA has been dealing with some people throwing adult toys on the floor while games are happening. And I think it happened 2 times in one game. I'm gonna try to run through this article. It's pretty long, so I'm not gonna try to get too much into all the details because now we're talking about how the players feel and the coach and history of the WNBA, and I don't know, but there is some sort of like pushback from the players as well. That there's a picture of Caitlin Clark, one of the most popular WNBA players, right there, and she might be saying, you know what, I'm not gonna play until you guys figure out what you guys got going on, because I don't know. I am not a female, but I am a human being, and I could say that if things like that were being thrown on whatever kind of floor that I'm performing on, that would be very distracting for me, and that would make me feel like I can't do what I'm here to do. Um, for males, this is not that much of a nightmare situation, but the thing is, at the same time, it's still demeaning and it's still awful. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know. I feel like women have a sense of humor too. They get it. They're not. You know, it's nothing too like. It's not like a thing where both species are like drastically different. It's not even that. It's the fact that you're just distracting the game. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's not what the players are there for. They're there to entertain you guys. They're there to compete. And then at the same time, there's a respect thing going on. There's a I don't know. It's just sports. Sports is supposed to be what it is. It can't just always be about entertaining everyone. So I feel like it's a very sensitive topic. So let me get through this article. It says here, the first object hit the floor in Atlanta suburb of College Park, then came one in Chicago. Okay, so there was 2 incidents. I think that's pretty interesting. But that's why I was trying to figure out what happened. It says then what appeared to be a coordinated effort in 3 different cities. That's even more interesting. Then came a bizarre interview with ESPN in which a man involved with cryptocurrency who kept his camera off did not give any identifying information, said the WNBA in all its controversies made its logical target. The group has used the incidents to promote their meme coin, a cryptocurrency inspired by internet memes trends called green. I'm not going to say the word coin. The word is with a D. Their stunts were meant to be jocular, but have vexed fans and players and coaches. Despite that, the group's plans to organize some similar acts at other events, including Major League Baseball games. As the WNBA adult toy saga continues, here's a look at what has happened so far. So there's a breakdown of what has happened. There's been a couple games, so they basically what's happening is that in the middle of a game, someone will just throw a adult toy in the middle of a game. There's a lot of fans that are actually appalled by this, and if I'm not mistaken, there was one person that tried to throw it onto the floor, and he hit a fan that happened to be a 12-year-old girl. So that is the part that is causing more stir, because now we have young kids that are involved in this story and in this stupid troll that's going on, stupid thing that is trying to cause attention, whether it's a prank or whatever, or people trying to promote a meme coin. It just doesn't add up. You know what I'm saying? You can market and you can do other things. There's other ways to promote your coin. You know what I'm saying? You can do it another way. You don't have to do it this way. Disrespecting women is not the way, man. It's not the way. Women obviously give birth. They do so many things, to this world, and obviously, I don't know what was the purpose of this. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it exactly. Okay, you're trying to promote something cool, but why in this game? Why are you throwing these objects? Why these items? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the point of that? Are you trying to bring some kind of attention to you guys to make fun of women? Because that is not gonna work. I don't think that's gonna be very popular. I really don't. Um, and I just wish there was more subject matter to the purpose of doing this. Sometimes things are just dumb. You just gotta call it what it is. I think that is a very stupid thing to do. But I still don't understand why it's being done. Like, these people are adults. One guy was 18, so obviously, the young guys, they don't get a pass from me, but they still get like a moment to, like, redeem themselves. So I don't always go after the young folks. Like, if you're 19, 20, even under 25, I give you a chance to redeem yourself and show that you can be a mature adult. But if you're 30 years old, whatever, you got a business and you just doing dumb stuff, I don't got no respect for you. Supposedly the one of the guys that was the oldest from all these people that were throwing all these things on the floor was 23. So I hope you seeing what I'm trying to say here. These guys are young, but at the end of the day, do you think the WNBA should be banning the audience to continue on their games? Because now they're just like, you know what, we're not going to have a crowd. We're just not going to have a crowd. We're going to take it back to the CO, you know what I mean, times. I can't say the word. YouTube bans you for the littlest things, so I'm not gonna say the word. But the CO times when there was no crowd in the stadium, they're trying to take it back to that. So, do you think that that is a smart idea? Let me know. Leave a comment. I'm gonna head to the next up. All right. So the next segment is gonna be about Jay-Z versus Black Thought. Have you guys heard about this? I find this is very interesting. So will.i.am, I don't know in what podcast or where he said this, but this has kind of been, sparking some interest on people actually comparing Jay-Z to Black Thought. So the quote is that will.i.am thinks that he's a trillion times better than Jay-Z. Not a billion times better, not a million, but he thinks he's a trillion times better than Jay-Z. He thinks Black Thought is a trillion times better. So, I don't know. I feel like it's worth talking about. I think Black Thought is a very skilled rapper. He has enough catalog. He has enough music for you to compare him to Jay-Z. He can freestyle. He's a serious. He should be taken seriously, in my opinion. When it comes to skill, I think he's right there. And I don't want to disrespect any Jay-Z fan, and I don't want to disrespect any Black Thought fan, because I'm telling you, if you don't know, because like there are hip hop fans that don't like either of these guys. They might not know much about them. It's not that they hate them. It's just they don't know them. I know Black Thought because my guy from Florida. I don't want to say his name, but you know who you are, my brother. He's a boxing journalist. You know who you are, bro. He's always told me about Black Thought, and I paid attention to him a little bit more because of him. But I still don't know full projects like that from Black Thought. But I can see in how he raps that he truly is he's a really good rapper, bro. Like, he's not just some cheesy trash rapper. He can freestyle, and he can freestyle for a long time too. He should definitely be taken seriously. The only difference that I have is the expectation that Jay-Z has. That's the only difference that I have. So, like with Black Thought, being that he's not as popular as Jay-Z, he doesn't have the expectations. So that's one thing. There are some theories out there, and this is one of the theories that Jay-Z has put out there, is that Jay-Z has said that he doesn't write his rhymes. He's never written his rhymes until well, I think he said he wrote his rhymes when he was younger, but as he became an adult and when he started to like have problems with his notepad getting lost, or him uh, not bringing his notebook to the studio, or he wanted to hurry up and go home and write a song, but he couldn't. So he had to memorize the song while he was on the train. And that's how he became this guy that had like, selective memory when it came to hip hop and music and writing his music and delivering his music. I think it's a super amazing talent. Um, but he's not the only one that can do it. Lil Wayne can do it. Styles P can do it. Biggie developed the skill. Um, there's quite a few rappers that can do it, and it's funny because after I found out that Jay-Z can do it, I found out that more rappers could do it, and I'm pretty sure I could find out more that could rap that way. Most rappers do memorize their music anyway, but regardless, when it comes to skill level, what do you prefer? Do you prefer someone that can go off the top of their head and just spit a perfect rhyme from front to, from top to bottom? Or do you prefer someone that can write? To be honest with you, my goats can write, and my goats write poetry. My goats all have made music while writing their music. You know what I'm saying? And if we're talking about the greatest composers, we're talking about music in general, they all used to write. They all wrote. So we're not going to just be like, oh, well, he can't freestyle off the top of his head and make a whole song like Jay-Z does. I'm not going to go that route because, I know Black Thought possibly can't do that. I'm not sure if he has that skill. If you're a Black Thought fan, if you're a hip hop fan, please let me know. Does Black Thought have the same capabilities of Jay-Z when it comes to making songs? Does he actually freestyle songs? I mean, I know that Jay-Z isn't necessarily freestyling songs, but he's still coming up with songs within 10 minutes. And I do know that it's not the same, When you're writing a song, you're being a little more specific and you're being more thoughtful. but then at the same time, I can't take away from the skill that Jay-Z has. So to put an end to this conversation, or at least to continue it on, to see what happens with what you guys have to say, because I might have to make a part 2 about this, because I find it very interesting. Jay-Z is a very skilled rapper, in my opinion. But the whole let me come up with a song in 10 minutes or a perfect verse in 10 minutes, that's very difficult. But then at the same time, not everybody consumes music that way. And you can't just assume that everyone is the same way. So do you prefer Black Thought or Jay-Z? Have you even listened to any Black Thought music? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys think, because I think this is a very interesting topic. And Black Thought, man, just don't sleep on him. Everybody has an opinion on Jay-Z. I can't convince everybody to like Jay-Z. I can't convince everybody to think that Jay-Z is the best rapper of all time. But Black Thought is a totally different ballgame. Go and check out his music. He's worth the listen. So as you guys know, I reside in Vegas. I'm originally from New York City. But I've been in Vegas for close to 15 years now. Actually, my anniversary is coming up pretty soon. And this topic has been trending pretty hard, especially for Vegas natives, people that live here, people that are connected to the city, whether they have friends, family, whatever the case may be. People are saying that Vegas is dying. Now, I wanted to touch on the topic. There is a lot of, reports and whatnot happening on a daily basis, and there's like streamers, people that just walk the strip and whatnot, and they get to see what's going on in the city. And there's lots of reports of Vegas not looking the same. The prices are getting higher every day. Like the Fontainebleau, I used to hear about the Fontainebleau after it was, it took $1 million a day to run that business, and that is a lot of money, and I've parked in those areas and had to pass by valet. I actually went to go check out Hitchens fight, I'm sorry. And I got to see David Benavidez in the crowd and whatnot. That was for a boxing event. But anyway, when I went inside, it was top notch. It was like almost better than some of the other casinos that I've been in, and it's a high story building, state of the art stuff that that casino took like 10 years to build or more. And they had to pause the building, when all that stuff happened, in 2020. But regardless, man, it's crazy. It is really crazy. I wanted to see what you guys thought about this. I don't know if you've ever visited Las Vegas. If you are a fan of this channel or subscriber to this channel, if you're from Vegas, let me know what you guys think. I'm really interested in what you have to say, because this has been happening for years. If you have visited here, or if you've lived here or whatnot, this has been going on for a while. But I also know that this has to do with the economy, and it's happening everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's happening all over the place. It's just the prices are getting ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's just so crazy. And then on top of that, as soon as you get off the plane, I've thought about this multiple times. As soon as you get off the plane, you just see, machines, and you're getting charged all this money while you're in the airport. No one wants to buy anything because it's so expensive, and then you can't travel with water because then that's like considered bad or whatever. So it's just very difficult, to come here and think that you're gonna come and just win $20,000, $50,000 like the old days. It's not gonna happen. And then from my perspective, I think what's also killing Vegas is the fact that there's online betting now. You can bet from the toilet. You can bet from your apartment, from your job. You can bet before going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Or you could bet and then take a nap and not even watch the game. There's people I've met in my life that don't even watch what they're betting on. They're just passing information. People are just getting told what to bet on. They do it, and it's like the stock market. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a big deal anymore. But before, with the casinos and whatnot, it used to be one of those things where it was just a part of your everyday life. You know, you get off of work, go to the casino, put your thing in, whatever, your bet, this and that. It was a part of the atmosphere. It was a part of the entertainment factor of watching a sport. Nowadays, it's just so different. So many people are doing it now. It's not even close to how it was before. So I wanted to know what you guys think. I am driving, all the time in the city, and I get places very fast. And I just began to realize, like, man, I'm getting places a little too fast. You know what I'm saying? I'm not speeding, but what is happening? Why am I getting to places so quickly? Why isn't there more traffic jams like in the past? And I don't see it, man. I just don't see the traffic jams. I don't see the excitement. There's no electric going on in the city like before. Obviously, Canelo versus Crawford should bring some people in, but it's just not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's been a few years, in my opinion. When boxing has its events, I feel the electric. We had the Super Bowl. That was interesting. WrestleMania just passed. That was interesting. They're trying to keep it vibrant here, but again, it's not like before where it was constant. Things were packed. Casinos were packed. The streets were packed. People were always wanting to come here or jealous that they couldn't be here. So let me know what you guys think. I think this is a very interesting topic. It does have to do with the economy and what's going on with, America, and how the money is being distributed and where people are going, because people are finding other things to do. They're going to places that are just cheaper, and more fun and more relaxing, I guess, or just not as drug and alcohol based or entertainment based. Some people are just trying to do different things. Who knows what it is? But I want to know what you guys think. So that's my last segment for the raps recap video. Let me know if you guys like this one. If you want me to do more, I will be touching on multiple sports and entertainment subjects, and I'll see if I can touch more on some Hulk Hogan news, because there was some Hulk Hogan news that came out as well. But I didn't want to harp too much on that this week. I'm gonna see if I can come up with something else during the week. If not, at the end. Until then, folks, let's try to keep boxing alive. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, comment, share. You already know. It's your boy Rex Righteous. Peace.
Que lo que, mi gente, what is good, my peoples? It's the one and only, your boy, Cha-Cha Charlie. And if you like this video, hit the subscribe button for more sports and entertainment videos just like this. And it's going to be one big party, and we will be celebrating and dancing all night long. It's Cha-Cha time.